Hello everyone, welcome to Karma Education. This is the channel for UGC NET Education Paper 2 and it has a target to cover the whole syllabus of UGC NET Education subject particularly. We already have discussed subunit A, B and C of Unit 2. Now we will start subunit D of Unit 2, which includes a relationship between politics and education, perspectives of politics of education, approaches to understanding politics, political development and political socialization. Topic-wise discussion will be uploaded over here. Viewers, you people stay tuned. In this video, I am Konkona Pal going to discuss about system analysis. System analysis approach is another important approach to understand politics in education. Concept of system analysis. In my previous video, I discussed behavioralism, where individuals' behavior was center point to understand politics in our society. System analysis is also a part of behavioralist movement in political science as a reaction to traditional approach through analyzing politics as a system. It was David Easton who think for the first time politics from the viewpoint of system, and he expressed his thought in his work named Political System. According to him, politics has a unique function, and for this reason, political system is distinct from other available systems in our society. This unique function of politics is authoritative allocation of values. Here, values means which helps you for your development or your betterment. For example, education, job, research, employment, etc. Or you can say these are the resources. Values are the resources. Allocation indicates proper distribution, and authoritative allocation means when authority or power distributes these resources or values among individuals within society. This is authoritative allocation of values. And this is the unique function of politics according to David Easton. Values are made and implemented by authority and compel or force to obey these resources or values through laws, sanctions and rewards. David Easton's system analysis is also known as input-output analysis or conversion process. See, every system in our society tends to survive. Input, process and output are three basic features of any system. In political system, interaction among all entities or members are basic need to survive. Interaction is the basic need to survive. Easton's input-output analysis is also known as conversion process because according to him, input converts into output by the system. This is the input-output analysis or conversion process. Within this process, there are three main variables. These are demands, supports and feedbacks. Now we will try to know about the environment in which a political system operates. It is two types. One is intrasocietal. Intrasocietal consists of behavior, attitudes, ideas like economy, culture, personalities, etc. These are just other than politics. Okay. Extrasocietal is like a super system of which any single society is a part of it. Okay, so intrasocietal and extrasocietal. We can observe two types of environment in which a political system operates. This is the entire process of political system. Input includes demands and supports. Through political system, decisions comes out. And lastly, output connects with input through feedback. Now, we will try to understand political process in detail. To remain dynamic, push factor is always needed in any system, isn't it? To remain dynamic, push factor is always needed. In political system theory, demands and supports being input in the process always ignite the system. Okay. Now, what are the demands? People as actors make demands upon their political system, which meets their specific interests. The demands may be for allocation of goods and services such as wages, educational opportunities, medical facilities, etc. Demands may be for regulation of behavior such as price control, control over markets, basic commodities, provision for public safety, etc. Demands for participation in political system such as right to seek election, to hold office, to organize processions, to petitions public officials, etc. Demands for communication and information regarding policies of the government. So these are some types of demands people make upon their political system. Next one is support. Support gives capacity to political system to cope up with the demands. It shows loyalty to a political system. A political system receives support from the environment, which is needed to survive. Supports are of the following four types. First thing is material support. Without inflow of money, a government or a political system cannot run. To satisfy people's demand without material support or payment of taxes is a basic thing. The next thing is obedience. Political system prepare some regulations, laws to operate a healthy society, and it is duty of every individual to follow or obey these regulations. Then participatory support. By giving vote, one individual can take part in political system in direct way. And then paying attention to government communication like ads, ceremonies, symbols, etc. is another type of support. So, demand cannot be satisfied without support. Now, output. Based on demand and support of people, political system takes some decisions. These are known as output. First of all, taxation. What will be the amount of tax of every commodity, or what will be the amount of tax for every person, or what will be the prospective economic policy. These are most important decision which is taken by the political system based on people's demand and support. Next is human behavior regulations within society. This is another important political decision which is taken by also political system. Then proper allocation of resources among all members of society and provide equal opportunities to all. And lastly, symbolic outputs, communication of policy intent. So these are the political decision or output which comes out from entire political system. After input and output element, this is the final element of political system. This is feedback. To remain the political system cyclic and continuous process, feedback is most essential element. It communicates the decisions which have been taken by political process with the people who makes the demand. It evaluates or appraises the entire political system from its initial stage, or you can say the position of its goal, and the changes brought by its performance. It is also useful for comparative study of political system. Comparative study of political system, for example, dictatorial system, capitalist system, and welfare system. What is the dictatorial system? When a political system does not take care of the demands of people and arbitrarily makes policies. This is the example of dictatorial system. Then capitalist system, when political system takes into consideration of only market forces. This is called capitalist system. And when political system consider demands of poor and downtrodden, then it is called welfare system. So through the feedback element, we can compare the political system. Okay, so this is the entire system analysis approach for understanding politics. Hopefully, this interpretation will be worthy to you. Be connected with my channel to get more information about each topic of UGC NET education syllabus. I am also taking online class for UGC NTA NET education subject. Interested viewers can mail me, also can join in WhatsApp and Telegram group. I have added all the links in the description box. Thank you.